scans indicate that this is a high-risk area, mainly on account of it being a tyrannosaur's nest. Oh my.
When PlayStation VR was first introduced, we were teased with a stunning reveal of Robinson, the Journey. It looked incredible, but with no real gameplay footage and even worse, no description, no genre, no word of any kind from publisher or developer. I was cautious about being too optimistic for a game I knew nothing about. But I let my dream of playing on a dinosaur planet get the best of me, and Robinson soon became my most anticipated PSVR game. And now that I've played it, it's also one of the toughest games I've ever had to review. Because although I enjoyed every minute I spent with Robinson, its slow pace and puzzle-solving elements will keep it from having universal appeal.
It's really about time we started doing some real science. How about adding animals to the infotarium? It's not particularly wise.
What makes it immediately likable, though, are its impressive graphics. The world goes for realism, and it almost nearly succeeds. Environments are richly detailed, and everything just feels like it's living and breathing. And when you encounter your first towering dinosaur, the sense of scale is amazing.
Why must it constantly cause trouble?
But what really roped me in was the desire to catalog and collect every creature I encountered. Everything from the smallest firefly to the largest dinosaur can be scanned and archived in your computer database. The game presents it as a secondary gameplay mechanic, but in truth, it became my primary objective and my only real reason to push forward. Finding new species in an out-of-the-way area made the exploration worthwhile and kind of exciting.
Give her a break, Higgs. She's an orphan.
The excitement does have a tendency to run low, however, once you find yourself walking around in circles, unsure of what to do next. Robinson is a game about solving puzzles, and maybe I'm just not paying attention, but sometimes the puzzles are really unclear. But if you're patient and you don't mind a little trial and error, this shouldn't diminish your experience in any way. Controls in Robinson might take a minute to get used to. Your character holds a device in his hand used for scanning and moving objects that looks just like a move controller, so the lack of any move support is a bit mind-boggling, especially when you're manipulating objects and trying to turn them in just the right way. The precision, it's just not there. Again, it's nothing that'll ruin your good time, but it's pretty clear to see the intent might not have made it into the final product.
To Island, getting stuck would be deadly.
If you're someone who gets motion sick from VR games, you'll be happy to see the developers have included many options for your traversal. Per usual, I opted for the smooth turning and strafing of a traditional first-person adventure game. And although I did feel a little woozy on occasion, Robinson fares far better on the sickness scale than Windlands or Here They Lie. Robinson the Journey isn't a game for everybody. There's decidedly little action, a few shoehorned puzzles, and some curious control decisions. But honestly, that's all easy to overlook when you see what you've been given. A lush, VR world filled with dinosaurs and exploration. It's like no game I've ever played before, a theme that's becoming common in the PlayStation VR library.